And if it would be so funny if it was Mike Tomlinowski.
Nowski.
Like Mike Wazowski.
Tomlinowski.
Oh man, guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Bro, I'm wonderful. Life is. Listen, I said it yesterday. I'm gonna say it again. I'm 48. I've been past living and dying on playoff victories and such, and I'm not a gambler either. So my life, I slept well last night. I don't know about some of these gingers, but I slept very well last night in defeat, died dead on the hill, because I'll be the first person to do that. And Mr. Wonderful, I was the first person to say I'm gonna down the Steelers going to the Super Bowl hill, and I was down the hill and went to sleep and woke up smiling just like I'm doing right now. Like people was like, "How are you so?" Look, I was so. It was crazy to do that. When I came upstairs, my wife actually thought we won the game because I came up smiling. Like I was literally smiling. Like, "Oh well, go to bed. All right." And because we was joking around at the end. I had the Tony Montana. I was like, on the top, down on the hill. You know what I mean? Just getting shot up. It's all good. But she actually thought that that they won because of the way I came up, and I was like, "Nah, we lost 30-6." I said, "I don't really know what happened in the fourth quarter. It was 7-6, and then it was 30-6, and I'm still trying to process. it."
That was the night everything changed.
I was like, "Good night." I said,
"Good night."
I'm fully expecting a mutually parting of ways. Clip coming out in about 24 hours, and here we are.
Meanwhile, we're gonna have a live look at GB on the what do you call it? The mountain.
Let's get it.
This is GB on that Super Bowl mountain. There goes GB in his shorts on that Super Bowl mountain.
It was still 7-6, yo.
It was still 7-6 at this point.
Then it was 10-6.
Oh, here it is. Now it's 10-6.
It's 24. It's 20.
Then what happened was.
Damn.
Then what happened was.
Dang.
Well, listen. Hey, GB, I'm glad though. Honestly, you stuck to your guns. And
man, my word, bro.
Much respect to you for that, man. Because I was on that hill with you. Then I went to the bottom. Was like, I don't know. Then I got back on the hill, and then I was like, well, But let's address this game for a quick second.
Yep.
And then we're gonna get into.
All right, moving on.
That was quick. Listen, majority of this show, we know, and actually, hold on, we got our fourth guest here. Let me bring on Jay Brown, the chef here.
He was in rare form last night too, arguing with folk. Rare form.
Jay's still at Acrashore getting the reports down for us.
Still here. Still in awe after yesterday's shellacking. So I haven't left.
Listen, I'm going to start this off with the game, and let's just spend a couple minutes on this game, and then obviously a majority of what we want to talk about tonight and what came about today. I was wrong when I said just get the Steelers a home playoff game, and I don't care who they play. It's got like that Pirates feel. Just get that home game, right?
Yep.
We was wrong when we said, you know what, Tomlin is now and the Steelers are now going in with a healthy team for the first time.
And hired mercenaries.
And we were wrong.
And incentivized Cam.
With incentivized Cam, with a veteran Hall of Fame QB.
We said it.
We said this, and I said, that last ride, this has got that 2005 feeling. I said that. I said all of that. I was wrong. I was wrong. And I also, what I did say at the beginning in August, I did say, hey, if the team's healthy and they don't win a playoff game, I would be okay with the Steelers moving on, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I also want to say this, and I want to give the floor to you, gentlemen. I told you this is the one draw I did not like with the Texans, man, but much respect to the Houston Texans and that defense. That defense. Listen, I'm going to raise my Gatorade to you guys here because no beers tonight, man. I'm just getting over being sick. But
I would tell you this is orange juice, but I'd be lying.
Yeah. But listen, and thank you guys for everybody coming in. We'll get to everyone's comments here as everyone's jumping in. But, man, much respect to the Houston Texans because that was a defensive performance. Because if you had told me we would have got 3 to 4 turnovers last night and we only scored 6 points and lost. So, Mr. Wonderful, I'll have you start off, man. What were your thoughts? And then we'll go around the horn there. What were your thoughts about last night's game?
I mean, it's good 3 quarters. Then it's just the wheels. Actually, you could kind of feel the wheels starting to fall off at the end of the third. It was getting a little wobbly, and then, just fell off. But
Yeah.
I really think that if DK catches that pass, I think that the whole game, I think that changes the momentum of the game. I think that deflated everything. The offense, the offense was offensive.
Yeah, it started off good in the first quarter. But you're right. That drop ball, man.
Yeah, and I think it just that and the many blunders of Jonnu Smith.
Hate that dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jay
it was
Brown,
just,
what about
it was rough.
Jay Brown, what about you, sir?
Oh man. So like Juan said, you could definitely feel the wheels starting to fall off. My biggest concern, and it started to trend, was the way that they were able to just run the ball at will and come down with third down and any type of manageables. It seemed like all their third downs was like less than 5 yards, and we couldn't do anything about it. And then they ended up converting that 3rd and 15. What was that?
After that botched fumble, for that botched snap,
Yeah, and that was kind of like the dagger. And then us on offense, once again, to quote Mr. Wonderful, being offensive, all of our third downs seemed to be 11 yards or more, and we couldn't muster any type of rhythm on offense, and just no complimentary football at all yesterday. So it was a good run, but yeah, don't be surprised if the Texans beat the Patriots too, because that defense is nasty. It reminds me of those Giants teams that would get after Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Just with that 4-man front,
They definitely seem poised for a deep run.
Yeah, and GB, before you get into this, when you talked about that, if you notice like some of those when they backed off and they kind of did like that almost like we call it the Madden view, right? Where they kind of backed off like high behind the quarterback, and you saw the 4 rushers come. You saw how deep like 7 people were dropping. And they had 7 people covering our 3 receivers, and that's why there wasn't really any room to throw the ball. And I think that was a big thing because how effective the front 4 was. But GB, go ahead.
The fan in me absolutely hated that game, but the coach in me was so freaking impressed with Houston's defense. I got to listen, I'm sorry, guys. Let me give you a quick tip, all right? And it doesn't matter who your offensive coordinator is. It doesn't matter what plays you're drawing up or anything. If a defense can dominate the line of scrimmage with 4 dudes, you're screwed.
You are.
The end. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch the tape in 2007. What was supposed to be the best team of all time. Okay? Just go watch that game again and watch how that front 4 dominated that game and made that offense look pedestrian that day. Okay? So for all these dudes who want to blame this person, that person, the other thing, no. It was more of Houston beating us than us losing the game. and it started in the second quarter. I'm gonna tell you exactly when it happened. And it was
Okay.
DK dropping that ball, and then it was that 93-yard drive, 14 plays. Styles make fights. If you ever watch boxing, those are body blows, and they're hitting. And they're hitting every time. Because Bray, what did I keep telling you? I kept telling my son, I was like, damn, they're on schedule again. Meaning it was 3rd and short.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they're on schedule again. Listen, that takes its toll on a team, especially on an aged team. That's why you had the fourth quarter the way that it was. It started there. And that's where things started to slowly decline. And I thought that's what we were going to do to people. And damn it, they did it to us. So, hey, what's up, big bro? I just seen he's on there, man. What's going on, good brother? Man, that's the part that so I was like, again, as a fan, I was like, damn. But as a coach, I was like, damn. These boys is balling. Like, dude, I just call it like it is, man. I watch a lot of football, right? And very rarely am I very, very, very impressed. And I was very impressed yesterday by that front four. I was very impressed by the defense. I honestly didn't believe. And I was talking to probably the most shit. I was like, man, I ain't worried about this defense. I was like, we got Myles Garrett in the AFC North. What are you talking about, man? I ain't worried about. Man, listen.
They got Myles Garrett.
You know what? And they showed that Hunter especially has that unorthodox pass rush, which you gave Fulton and listen, that's gonna be some film for him to study because listen, one thing I don't like
Chris Tucker after he got kicked.
When y'all kicked me.
Right.
Jesus.
Listen, and I don't like the people, in the Twitters and or shitting on Fuatano for that. Like that's an outlier.
That's game, man.
That's outlier. He had played so well throughout the whole year, and plus this is still technically his rookie year. So I'm not worrying about that. But yeah, Hunter and the other guys, man, I mean, they were bringing it all game. And for the most part, especially the first half, Steelers are pretty effective in blocking it. But it seemed like the floodgates opened in the second half, and then it was what it was.
Bro, I'm coming to the realization that the only people that complain about that are very, very, very drunk Yinzers on IC Light, right? On that IC Light and whiskey, right? That brown.
That brown.
Right?
So
those are the only ones that really talk like that, but also the ones that they got a little money on the game. That's a whole different type of fandom. I'm allergic to that. Like, I don't understand that. I respect the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Everybody's joking about it being scripted, but from the X's and O's standpoint, man, I don't watch it from that standpoint. I watch it from we just watch it from a different point of view, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we will come at you because it's just not. We fan differently.
Yeah, we fed it. So I do want to say this: there a part of here, and I want to bring up a comment here by Yinzer Y'all, who brought up a really good point. There's one player, maybe a couple, obviously, but definitely one player to me that stood out. And I think we were going about it in our chats, right? So Yinzer Y'all brought this up. JPJ had one of his best games. And I would have to agree with that. He had, listen, I mean, it sucked that Nico Collins got hurt, right? But JPJ was doing his job on him. However, they kept playing a lot of man-to-man, and where the Texans were killing him were on when those inside digs and things like that. And you can, when you have a good ball and you have a big physical receiver like Collins and like that, you're going to give him up at 19 for the Texans as well. But Jay Brown, talk about JPJ. Do you think that was one of his best games he had as a Steeler?
Oh, absolutely. Steeler Nation, we have our lockdown corner for the next 10 years already playing. Yeah. And I mean, who was it? Kirk, he did get off on us. But you really can't deny the talent that Joey Porter Jr. Has out on the field. I wouldn't mind getting another Joey Porter on the other side in the draft. I'm not sure who's going to be available this upcoming draft. But
excuse me,
with our current situation, not having a head coach or quarterback at the very moment, we're going to need as much help on the defensive side as possible. So if we can find another Peasy on the other side, that'd be great.
Right.
If you need help, you just need help.
And Mr. Wonderful, I want your thoughts on this, but I want to bring up Yinzer y'all. No, we're not calling you out specifically at all, bro. There is definitely not. That's actually that's an inside joke between GB and I, and Jay Brown and Juan may know that, but that was not towards you at all, brother. So don't say it that way, Brad. Absolutely not.
Hey, it's like that gif on with Alonzo Mourning. He's sitting on the bench. He over there thinking like, and then he's like, yeah.
Right. Mr. Wonderful, what about your thoughts on JPJ? And we have another question here about possible 2026 roster addition.
So yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with his game yesterday. He truly is showing that he can be that lockdown corner. Like he's been cleaning up the penalties. He's really had a Pro Bowl caliber year, if you really think about it. Even with the penalty, like when the penalties have happened, if you really think about it in totality, they weren't much. It's not that much. Like we just overblow it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it really didn't hurt us that much in those games and those drives anyway. So yeah, I was just so impressed. And I think in the future, that's going to be our guy. You know what I mean? And if hopefully we can build around him with Coach whoever. And
Coach Mr. What's it?
Mr. Coach. It's just like when you start a franchise, you're just named Coach.
Yeah, it's like right now, this is like so hard for me because I can't even think about the future because our football minds are always look at the past, look at what was done to predict what's going to happen, and now we have no past to look at. So it's like,
you know what the crazy part is? The last time hey, Mr. Wonderful fellas, the last time we was looking at this, we was in our 20s. We in our 40s now. And we was in our 20s. And so it's a whole different mind frame too. Like it's, you don't think the same way at 48 and 50, like you did at 26, 27. You know what I mean? So it's just a different. It's a whole different thing. I'm really interested to see how this thing play out, though.
Yeah, this is a. I didn't realize this. They put out there that Tomlin was actually hired on my birthday, many moons ago. So
really,
yeah, it just showed like he was hired the 22nd, January of, and he's listen. Big Ro, your question I think is what you post here, and thank you for that. I think that's actually going to be applicable to. A little bit later on here as we get to talk. But, what happened today, it's kind of sad, right? It's.
Oh, man. Hey, make sure you clip that in like 2 seconds. Cut it off. They're like, we want our royalties. Give us our royalties.
I only play a second of that. No, but listen, I want to say, I think it's time for us to reflect on this. I don't think any of us are surprised. I don't think this was him stepping down, in my opinion. I think it was a mutual, like when Troy Polamalu retired. You know what I mean? Like he retired. But here's the thing, though. But if he did do that, the Steelers still control his rights for 2 years. So he goes in the TV next year, which he probably will, and then 2 years from now. Somebody wants to sign him, the Steelers get to get compensation for it.
Yes.
Were you surprised that it happened this quickly?
Not at all. And you could fact check. I was saying, I'm fully expecting a mutually parting of ways tweet to come out in the next 24 to 72 hours. That's exactly what I said last night because I knew and that was the reason. And if I'm being fully transparent on why I was so like die hard, like dying on the hill with it, was because I felt like that team was in the same situation. Like it was Super Bowl or bust. Like real rap. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. So I felt that. Like again, you see things a little bit different when you come from a coaching perspective. Like I felt what he was thinking. Right? It all made sense to me as a coach. Right? Made total sense. As far as how they were building the team, the veterans they brought in specifically, they had Super Bowl experience, won chips and stuff. Like it all made sense. Like it just has to execute. It's got to make it work. Right? Yep. And so I'm not surprised one bit, because all good things come to an end, period. Yeah. Okay. There will never, ever, 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 ever be another coach that will have non-losing seasons for 19 years. It'll never happen. And that is such on a different stratosphere of a stat, bro. Nobody else will ever have that again. Now, on the flip side, when I was talking Stairway to 7, I wasn't talking about the 7 depths of hell, going over the last 7 either. Right. That's another stat that's against him. I'm dude, y'all know me. I'm pro Tomlin. But come on, man. He was 0 for 7. And he's not stupid. That dude wants to go where he's welcome, and I don't blame him. Because some of these Yinzers is out their damn minds because it's bigger than football. In a lot of cases. These dudes was never happy that Mike Tomlin was ever coach. Y'all remember the tweets back in 06? Or was it even Twitter? What was he doing back then? MySpace? MySpace, yeah. Y'all remember? You remember the passive aggressive comments? I ain't forgot. Oh, he's a Rooney Rule hire. Some of you guys never liked him from the word go because he was a little bit more melanated than you. Let's call it what it is. You was never a fan. And you was waiting for this day. Some of y'all are celebrating just for that. And that's the sad part as far as fandom is concerned. That's the part that bugs me. Because this is a human being first, right? So who are you to treat another human being like that? There's something wrong with you, period.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that too, I will say that Yinzers did the same thing to Bill Cowher too, though. Oh yeah, 1,000%. Fire Cowher, he ain't never won the big one. My father-in-law, God rest his soul, was one of the premier Yinzers in the South Hills, man. He was but he was like that. Like he was Fire Cowher, because he was just, the Steelers was winning the Super Bowl every daggone year.
Hey, big Rel's calling him out. Right? Don't even want to get in a 3 or 4 point stance.
Man, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely it's insane.
So, Jay Brown, I want to ask you this. So, Mr. Tummy brings up a good point here. Get the move as fans. We got to set realistic expectations as to who this team becomes competitive again, right? To when this team becomes competitive again. And I think the expectations, were also something that caused a lot of this fire, and not the fire Tomlin champ, but just the veracity that they disliked this man, or veracity that they just came at Tomlin. What do you think? Well, one, do you think that these fans now are going to be are they ready for a possible losing record? What do you think about the expectations?
I give whoever we get to succeed, Mike, I give old boy I'll give him training camp, and then I'll give him about 5 to 6 games before people are ready to jump off the ship and say, all right, who's next? That's just the way that's society that's the society we live in now. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
I remember, I'm a little bit younger than you guys, but I do remember the years of 98, 99, 2000, 2003, when we weren't the greatest of teams back then.
Right.
What I don't understand with some of these fans is they would call Mike mediocre, but at the same time, they're willing to tank to try to get a better draft pick. Make that make sense. I don't think they understand. There's so many
Dilly.
There's so many things that has to go right in order for you to tank, especially in the situation that we're in right now. We have a quarterback he's done. Rodgers is probably done. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
You have an aging defense with a bad contract with a guy by the name of TJ Watt right now. So we're not in the greatest of situations right now. So it's going to take a little bit of time for us to right this ship and turn it around. And that might actually take some 5, 6 win seasons to right the ship. And you got to hit on your next few picks for the next couple of years. It's not as easy as you guys think it is. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
you can't just hit the reset button like you do on Madden. You can't do that.
You just can't order a coach. You can't order a coach and a quarterback through Amazon and be here the next day, man. It's a process.
Not how it works.
Not how it works.
So Juan, I want your opinion on this, man, because Yinzer Y'all has a good comment here. Looked like Coach T could have dragged it out and burned it down and left the Steelers with no coach late in the process. Seems like he handled this with class. Maybe I'm wrong, but the optics were good. I think that's a very good point, Yinzer Y'all, because I do think how quick it did happen, I think was out of respect for, you know what, I'm going to go let the Steelers get started with this process because there's so many other vacancies in the NFL right now. Make sure their name is in the hat. So if there's a right candidate that may have went to, I'm making this up, the Raiders or Cardinals, but if the Steelers were available, they probably could have got him. You know what I mean? So I do think the optics were good on this move. What say you?
Yeah, I would say the optics are good. I don't know. I just feel like that this decision was made a while ago, so it wouldn't have mattered whatever the last day of our season was.
Yes,
you know what I mean. If we would have went to the Super Bowl, you would have been stuck because he would have left after that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like I don't know if this is coming from a noble place. I think it's just more that I already knew what was going to happen. This is what it is, and this is purely my speculation. I'm just going to throw out I don't even know if this was purely his decision, and I don't mean that this. And I'm not even talking about the Rooneys. His wife has to walk around town and hear all the shit that we hear.
Oh my gosh,
she got to hear that all the time. You know what I mean? And then now she's dealing with that.
Great point.
Yeah,
bro.
that's a good point.
I don't know if this was all his decision.
Led by one of those cheerleaders that comes out all the time. Led by a few of these fans that cheerlead this Tomlin hate and all this other stuff too. So that's a very good point.
Those dudes, man.
That's definitely a good point, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mark, how did that tank for Tua work out for Miami? Not very good.
Yeah, let them know. Very good.
and to further elaborate on your point here. So a Giants fan kind of brought this up, and it got me thinking because they kind of did the same thing with Tom Coughlin, and they are still trying to replace Mr. Coughlin right now.
That is true.
It's about 14 years later, and they're still trying to replace this dude. So be careful what you wish for. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So getting into, well, I'm going to ask you this, and then this is kind of on the spot, maybe, and if this is something you guys want to research or something too, but outside, obviously, when I say what's your favorite Mike Tomlin moment, obviously we're going to go to Super Bowl 43. Outside of that, do you guys have a favorite game or moment from the Mike Tomlin era in his last 19 years? And that goes for anybody in the chat too. Anybody that has, drop us in the chat. We'll bring it up and we'll talk about it. What is your favorite Mike Tomlin, or you can even just say favorite Steeler game in the Tomlin era, or your favorite Mike Tomlin moment? And it can even be one of his Tomlinisms or so, if you like.
So I'll go.
Okay.
So I'll set the scene a little bit too. So Christmas Day, I would go with my ex-wife's family. We would always have this, big thing on Christmas, and they're all, bunch of Eagles fans there, and there was a Cowboys fan who particularly hates the Steelers. So the Immaculate Extension game, AB, you know what I mean? How tense that was at the end, and then, because all we hear is, just all this in here, you're going to lose, all this is what we're hearing, and then for that moment, not only for them to win, but then for me to be able to point at her face, it was just such a beautiful moment. That one
awesome.
Stands out to me. That was a great game, yeah.
Jacoby Jones kickoff for kick return.
Yo, I really thought about that too. I really thought about that one too.
Did you hear him describe that on the Pivot podcast when he was talking to Ryan Clark and all those guys? He literally went and described, it was like a 10-minute description of that. It was actually hilarious.
It's hilarious. It is.
Y'all said Coach T blasting Pryor walking back to the locker room still makes me laugh. I think you're talking about the Brooke Pryor, the reporter, I'm assuming. I think she actually just mentioned that even on ESPN sometime today. But GB or Jay Brown, you guys have a favorite memory?
Go ahead, GB.
Listen, his whole career is my favorite memory because 19 years is a long freaking haul, y'all. That is a long freaking haul. And he did it, and his teams were in it for every single one of his games with the exception of one game where they were not in playoff contention. That is the most impressive thing that listen, because and if you say that that's mediocre, well, how come Andy Reid didn't do it? Because he had 3 this year.
Yeah.
He had 1 in his whole freaking career. That's in 19 years.
So
that's incredible to me. Like that part, I'm just like, whew, that's things that'll never be duplicated, rarefied air stuff. That's the stuff that I'm talking about right there.
So let's understand what mediocrity means. Mediocrity means that you're in the middle, right? Like, so that means there are many others. So there means there's a lot of others who would be around you because you're all kind of looped in because you're in the middle.
In the circle, right?
So if there's nobody around you and you're up here,
you're by
that's
yourself.
not mediocre. That's what we call elite.
So a lot
of people hold on real quick, do that because I forgot. Because there's some people that are fully disqualified from even saying anything bad about Mike Tomlin. Because I've seen some of your coaching resumes. If you can't even get a win in high school, I don't even want you talking about Mike Tomlin's resume. Okay? If your team averaged 1 or 2 wins a season and been doing that for the last 10 years in youth, middle school, or high school, you're disqualified. I don't even want to hear it. Don't even want to hear it. You don't even your point don't even matter. Okay? Because here we come from a championship, environment. We know what champions look like and stuff. Okay, so don't even come with me. Don't even come to me with that. We ain't gonna do that. I'm off my diatribe, bro. I'm done now. I told you it's gonna be spirited.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Tommy. We appreciate the support, the kind words. That's what we try to do here. A different view of Steeler football. Jay Brown, you have a favorite Tomlin memory, and then I got something that's actually going to really back up what Mr. Wonderful was saying.
So my top game is actually the Troy when he put the dagger against the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. However, there's one game that I remember. So I was at GB's house, and we were playing the Broncos, and he may know where I'm going to go with this. So he had actually invited his father-in-law over for the game. And this is when the Broncos had Brock Osweiler as their quarterback. And I think we were down maybe like 2 touchdowns.
I remember this game.
Going into the half. But this entire first half, the boss Yinzer, and God, man, I love Bob. God rest his soul.
He was the final boss, bro.
He was the final boss this day.
Okay.
Yapping. Oh, these dudes is terrible. I can't believe that this is another one of these disappointing Tomlin games. The whole first half, this dude leaves. The entire scene is totally different, and we end up coming back and winning that game like 34-27. But it was just the energy.
Was that the cut your eyelids off game? Was that one? Or no, was that at home? Or wait.
The Denver game was at home.
Was that the one?
That was a home game.
It wasn't a home game? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was the cut your eyelids off. Like, don't blink. If you want to blink, cut your eyelids off. I think that was that game.
Yeah. AB cooked like their whole secondary for like 16 catches or something like that. But go ahead, Jared.
That year is when I actually thought, I think that would have been that was going to be the year that I thought we were going to actually go into another run. But unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, that was also the same year that AB got knocked out in the playoffs against the Bengals. And then we end up losing to the Broncos again. In the divisionals, but that game definitely that game definitely sticks out in my mind.
Pierre Toussaint's ass.
Yeah, that dude.
Do you guys remember the Dallas game during the Super Bowl run when there was that defensive struggle for the longest time? The Steelers were down 13-3 for a little bit, and they finally started breaking through, and Ben hit Nate Washington a few times. He hit Heath to tie it. 2 plays later, some Deshae Townsend, picked off, and then they, picked 6 to Dallas. The way that Tomlin was jumping around, twirling his headset, doing this and just dabbing up players. Because obviously, this was still young in his career. I'm sitting there going, man, I can rock with this coach. Just his energy, and then I think that press conference was the first 5-star matchup. Press conference.
5-star matchup because we.
This is a 5-star match. This is a 5-star matchup because we in it, right? Or I might be paraphrasing.
Dude, you know how many Tomlinisms I use in coaching myself, and I think that's why I have such a passion for
coaching. Just in life,
just in life, period. But I think that as a melanated individual, representation matters, right? And like Tony Dungy was a dude and that I admired a lot. And I remember them talking about this other dude that was under Tony Dungy's wing, and he was coming to us. We didn't get a chance to get Dungy, as the head coach. A lot of us wanted Dungy here as a head coach here. He never made it here. But this other dude came in, and I remember listening to his first press conference, and I'm like, damn, this dude's impressive, right? And then it got me wanting to coach at that point too. I really didn't have a love for coaching until I really started watching. I really started watching Mike T. And then I had a son, and then it was on.
Yeah.
So I have a different. I guess I have a different feel when it comes to him. The first brother I ever seen that really and did it at such a high level that some people were like, no, that ain't. Okay. He did it at such a high level, for such a long time, and I used a lot of his material, culture, and otherwise, in inspiring youth, in what have you, and that stuff worked. I'm just gonna throw it out there. And resume. What Mike T say? Your resume is your resume. My resume is my resume. That stuff worked.
Absolutely. How many of us, and with everybody watching, how many of us at work and in life, when you say obviously, you say it in a certain way, right? You say it in a certain way, and where the hell it came from. You know, obviously, right? You say it a certain way. I want to bring out something here, and Mr. Wonderful, what you said too, and Mr. Tommy brought this up here as well, and I agree 100% because this happened with Coach Cowher too, right?
Yep.
Same thing. Yep.
So where that appreciation would be, Mike Tomlin, 201, 126, and 2 was his record. 61.4% winning percentage. You guys know I'm a numbers guy. I like this stuff. Where does that rank him? Tied for 10th all-time in wins in the NFL history. To Mr. Wonderful's point, that is not mediocre. top 10
all.
all time is not mediocre.
Nope.
Regular season wins, he's tied for 9th all time. And here's the
Nope,
thing,
that
GB,
ain't-
and while
that
we
ain't
were talking
mediocre.
about this, and Jay, I know we were talking about this in our chat group. He tied Chuck Noll for career wins at 193. He just needed one more. That would have been regular season wins. He would have done it next year.
Yeah.
Team wins. He's tied for the most in team wins with 193. Winning percentage, he's 9th in the history. 61.4% is 9th best in NFL history. And then here's the kicker. All of these top 10s he has, 9th and again, they're at 9th and 10th. But he coached 329 games. That's 15th most in NFL history. So he's done it.
Do that.
He's done it with
Do
less,
you have the-
less games.
Real quick, I just thought of something. Do you have the winning percentages of all three coaches, like Knowles, Cowers, and because I believe that Tomlin's is 621.
I think
Knowles
Cowers
is
623.
Cowers 623, and I think Noah was like 570 something, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going.
I'll
someplace
pull it up
with
right
this.
now.
Okay, I'm going someplace with this. You know, everybody talks about that Coach Tomlin is mediocre. You know what? They're right. He's mediocre in the chain of the Pittsburgh Steelers coaches. You know, the standard is the standard. I'll put our coaches' resumes up against any other team in the NFL's resumes, and let's put them up together and see what it looked like. We got 3 freaking coaches in how many years? Think about this for a second. Like the
Since
standard
68.
is so.
Yeah. So GB,
How many of us was born since 1968? I'll wait. Let's start there. We had 3, and all of those guys were at such a high level. That's the stuff that gets me excited about being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, right?
Yep.
Because if you're gonna be mediocre anywhere, be in there because he's in. All 3 of them dudes is in rarefied air. Because it is what the standard. The standard is the standard. He upheld the standard of the same way that the other coaches did. Y'all want to talk about Chuck Noll and how much he was able to cheat back then with drafts. We don't want to talk about that. We'll get into that.
out there hiding tapes. And,
Right.
hey,
it was way easier to win 4 than now. You know, good Lord.
how they conveniently lost the tapes of John Stallworth and didn't send them out. You know what I mean? Whoops, we lost those
Like,
tapes,
come
right?
on, man.
Hey, real quick, I'm going to answer GB's questions on the coaches, and then I got a great point here and another Tomlin memory I want everybody to discuss here. Before I do that, hey, what's up, fellas? Our Minnesota friends.
Hey, what up? What up?
What up, man? Hope you guys look. Hey, listen, we might be poaching one of your coaches, but we'll see. But good season for you guys, man. Didn't turn out the way you wanted, but you guys have a good season as well. Bill Cowher, a 571 career winning percentage.
Oh.
This actually includes playoffs too. Chuck Noll. He had a 667 win percentage. So including playoffs, which obviously he had a remarkable playoff record. He said you leave Flo alone. No. Actually, you know what? If we will do whatever we can to block that man from going to Baltimore too, man. So we'll work together on that one.
Yeah.
And then Mike Tomlin at what do you call it? 614. Wait, let me see. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong column. Bill Cowher is 619. Mike Tomlin is 614. Chuck Noll is 572. I was looking at the wrong column. So Cowher has a 619 win percentage. Tomlin has a 614 win percentage, and Chuck Noll has a 572 win percentage.
Wow.
So listen, that's kind of consistent with this year too. And then again, he's basically an even record with Cowher, and he coached 4 more years.
Now, how many wins does the entire franchise of the Cleveland Browns have? I'd be interested in seeing that.
82.
Would they compare to either one of those coaches?
Damn.
I see all these coaches, and it just says Browns coach, LOL. No kidding. Hey, I have another great Tomlin memory here in the chat. I want to bring this up because I think, GB, you said this, and it's more than football. It's how Coach Tomlin was as a man. Jay and Mr. Wonderful hit on this as well too. But if you guys remember this,
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That one, as well as he also said this, and I actually remember this pretty well, how he handled the Shazier injury.
Yes. Yes.
He stayed in the hospital. This is why I think players run through a damn brick wall for him. And this is honestly, this is like what I get, and I get there's fans, and then there's players and fans, and we're all great, but this is where some of those comments get under my skin about Tomlin when they want to say he only hires his buddies, where they try to challenge this man's character. They try to challenge when he does shit like this. Then you got Urban Meyer, who wants to go. He doesn't even fly back with his team. He wants to stay at a bar and get all chubby on some girls. You have a coach like Tomlin staying in the hospital, treating Ryan Clark like I said. When you hear Ryan Clark say that and talk about that story, he can't tell that story without tearing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Every
speaks
time.
volumes about what Coach Tomlin and how he is as a man. And that's why I think that's why Rodgers came here. I think that's why Elliott came here. So we're going to see maybe some different free agents may or may not come here now that Tomlin's not here. What do you guys remember about those two scenarios there?
I just got a quick question. Have y'all ever seen Tom Brady tear up with talking about Bill Belichick? I got questions. Hell no.
Matter of fact, most of the time he was kind of pissed about
I
it.
can say unless it's tears of anger.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the character of Coach T. Guys, quickly talk about the Coach T's character. And again, if you even want to reference the Ryan Clark or Shazier situation that Mark brought up.
So, well, I'll jump in. I mean, it's who Mike Tomlin is. Players let you know from other teams.
Yep.
And when they get here, and it's because he is who he is throughout the process. Like a lot of these dudes met him like during the draft process and stuff, and got to understand, or maybe like the Senior Bowl or whatever, and it's those moments, and then they might be playing against him, and he'll remember this and that about them, and he connects with people on such a personal level. You know what I mean? Like that's rare nowadays to be able to do that and be genuine with it. Like not as just I'm doing this to manipulate it. Like that's just genuinely who you are, and people recognize that and are involved in that, and they love how he's just straight up with them. Tells how it is. Like these are characteristics, that all of us should strive to have. You know what I mean? I look for that in people. Like, please just tell me straight up. Don't beat around the bush. Don't tell me what it is. Let me know what it is, and now we can deal with it. Like I respect that, and I just and you can tell the respect that he has by the way his peers and like other teams and things talk about him. That should tell you what kind of person he is.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we can talk about Tomlin and his character, his this coaching career, and we're probably not done talking about it. We'll bring it up as the offseason happens. Moving forward, and again, we will have more conversations about moving forward. And Big Rel brought up a comment a little while ago. There's a decent core to build on from the last 3 drafts, right? And if you don't believe me,
Don't believe me, just watch.
So you have in the last 3 drafts, I think I had it. I did some number crunching at one point. Let me see here. It might be up here.
Pop up that 23 draft. That's the one we was talking about.
Yep, here it is. I got it here. So of these 3 drafts, right? Look,
That was Omar's first draft. Let's talk about that one.
So from the 2023, 2024, 2025, what I think Big Rel was talking about, we were talking about it for a while. They have in the last 3 drafts, they have drafted 21 players. You guys can see them all right here. They have got 12 what I call impact players. They make a significant difference. That's 57% of their draft picks. They have 15 contributors. What I mean by that, they're on the team. They're playing special teams. They're a sub-package linebackers like Peyton Wilson. You got You had Spencer Anderson. You know, he's making a contribution. He may not be a major impact player, but he's a significant contribution. So if you take 15 and 12, that's obviously some of those guys are duplicate. They're hitting about 71% of these draft picks the last 3 years, having a core. So this is also why there is some age on this defense, but it's with a few players. But a lot of this is in offense. I think offense, there's very few older players as well. There is a core to build here for the next coach to come in. What say you guys?
Absolutely agree. This is one of the reasons why we felt some sort of way about Coach Meyer, because he had a lot of draft assets that they invested in, with Zach Frazier, with Mason McCormick, with Broderick Jones, even Darnell Washington, Spencer. They put a lot into the line, and it took them a while for them. Troy Fautano, it took them a while for them to get things in place, right? So you have a young offensive line that you can build around. You have a young defensive line now that you can build around. Probably add a couple more pieces, right?
Right.
And with that, because you got to build from the inside out. You got to start with the trenches. And if I'm impressed by anything that Andy Weidel and Omar Khan have done, it's how they've addressed the trenches and how they're going to continue to address the trenches, because they want trenches like Houston trenches. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're looking. That's what they aspire to have.
Yeah.
That's Super Bowl. That's Super Bowl caliber type trenches, and that's what you want. So they're going to continue to build on that, and I'm glad they have a nice foundation to start with. This isn't right. You're not coming down to the studs here.
No,
there's a lot of pieces that they try to put together to try to make a run, make a push, but it was like, the contracts didn't matter. Our cap money's going to be good. You just got to find a quarterback and a coach. That's all. Easy pickings, right?
Order on Amazon.
Easy. Just order on Amazon, right?
Jared, what do you say? Jared, what do you think about these last 3 drafts, man? I mean, hitting on 70% of the players is impactful. That's definitely rare. Is this something that you can, like GB would say, is this something that you can build on? And based on these players, are you wanting more of an offensive guy or a defensive guy, at least as a head coach?
Honestly, I mean, the trend has always been a defensive guy, and I don't really mind them going for another defensive-minded head coach, as long as you have somebody on the offensive side that can innovate a little bit better than what we've had in previous years.
Yes.
Along with obviously hitting on a quarterback. I mean, I think that this season would be totally different if we had Aaron from maybe 2021 when he was just a little bit more mobile.
Yep.
But with him not being able to be that guy that can move the chains on 3rd down and 5, you can even tell in some of these games he was making business decisions. He was like, "Look, I'm not running. I'm probably not even going to make the 1st down, so I'm just going to slide." But you'll have that with a young offensive line. So like GB said, we're not far off. We have a really good core. It's just them drafts before that, man. That's kind of
Don't look down there. Don't look down there. Don't look down there.
Next May, the draft day.
Everybody was giving Tomlin flack. You know what I mean, about some of these seasons. But, man, Kevin Colbert didn't help him at all with some of these draft picks, man. Some of them dudes was terrible. Artie Burns, Jarvis Jones. Are you kidding me? There was some bad, some god-awful Edmonds.
Swing and a miss.
Come on, man. There was some bad Kenny Pickett. Oh, I'm going to piss some people off. Kenny Pickett.
You had Kendrick Green back there trying to block for a slow-ass bend.
Dude.
Yeah, even Ben said that.
Y'all just let Colbert just get a free pass on that, man. He gave him some spoiled groceries. Them things was already expired before he even got home with him.
And he still didn't lose.
and still didn't lose, man. Come on. Duck Hodges. He's out here winning with Duck Hodges, bro. Like, make that one make sense for a second. Anybody
That
else
alone,
Duck Hodges?
honestly, dude, that season alone should make him the greatest coach in Steelers history
That's what I'm saying, man. For real.
for not losing with these clowns.
Any other team would have went like 3-14, bro.
That's how we got Minka.
Right?
That's how we got Minka, because Miami was like, yes. They about to win like 3 games. We about to get him.
Got him.
Like, yeah, go.
That was the same year AB pretty much said, I'm done, too. Wasn't it the Duck Hodges year?
I think so.
Wasn't that about the year he was like, he pretty much quit on the team? Because I'm pretty sure.
Which year was that?
Was that 19?
I think so.
Yeah, because when Ben got hurt, it was 19.
Yeah.
They was just going through it.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Duck leveled up though. I'm
did.
happy for Duck though. We ain't gonna cut.
Yeah.
We don't want him catching no
All right.
strays, man. He leveled up, man. Good for him.
So I want to bring in, some comments on here.
Oh shit.
Well, exactly, Mark. Tomlin only picks the players who don't work out. Connor White will get credit for the hits.
Right.
Really?
100%, the double standard. See, because Sawyer, Herbig, Harmon, Black are great young core to DC to Brown. They can definitely. Yep, I agree. You know what? And obviously, there's going to be. I'm curious to see when they can kind of get out of those deals. The one deal I'm actually curious about is I have to check this because I thought I read this and I could be wrong. Is Jalen Ramsey, by cutting him, and I don't think I would unless you have some, but you could save $20 million with no cap hit.
I seen that too, bro.
Yeah. So they did something with that man's contract that's like he's a $20 million hit or like 19.8 something, but if they cut him, there's no cap hit.
And who's to say, a lot of these dudes are here because of Tomlin.
Right.
They're going to be on a wait and see. They're going to be like on a wait and see, like, hold on, who coming in?
So
who we working with?
Yep, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the way, we had a good OC hire in Todd Haley, and everybody wanted him out.
They wanted to fire him too.
They wanted to fire him. Man has a top 5 offense, and everybody wanted him out.
Let's keep it a buck. They ain't like Bruce Arians either. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
The devil.
Well, listen, hey, and you're 100% Yinzer, y'all, and I think that's the same thing with Highsmith. That's the same with Watt and a couple others. It's that excuse me, it's that dead cap hit. So an early short list of candidates that we think that could possibly, replace Tomlin. And there's a couple here, and I'm going to give you guys about a handful of names. You can comment on them and bring up anybody that you think of. And please, anybody in the chat, drop some names that you would like to see the Steelers go after. Obviously, this is just real quick. It's off the top of our head. I did a little bit of research after work of my thoughts on this.
Sam
Flores.
Sam Albert. Sam.
We had to run in the confusion set in the red zone. So you have Clint Kubiak. I think he's the OC of the Seahawks.
Yep.
He's been an OC for 2 years. This is his first year with Seattle. He was also an OC with the Saints.
Yep.
But he's been a coach for 16 years, and obviously Kubiak.
Last name. I was gonna say the last name.
Yeah, he's the last name. He knows this too. The Rams, both coordinators are kind of intriguing, and I see you all say McVay, Shanahan, Tree. I think those are always. It's kind of like where the NFL is, and we'll see what McVay does because they really haven't had much success regular season. Yes, but Mike LaFleur, he's been with OCs 3 years with the team, and the one name I keep hearing a lot of that would run basically rinse and repeat the Steeler way is Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator for the Rams. He's been with the team 9 years, but he's a young guy. Obviously, yes, he's the grandson of Don Shula. I've heard his name a lot. And then the last 2 names, I want to go back. These are more OC names.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look who our GMs are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the one in particular is Andy Weidel. Who do you have a lot of success with? So Doug Peterson was his head coach. I don't think Doug Pearson is a good head coach candidate, but could he be an OC candidate? Now, again, this is all going to depend on who the head coach is. And obviously, Frank Wright is an OC. He's at Stanford right now as an interim head coach. This is if Andy Weidel has a little more say-so. I still think the Steelers and Rooney are going to go the young route like they always do. So that probably X-nays Peterson and Wright. But maybe if Weidel has his way, I would not be surprised if these guys are brought in for an interview of some sort, whether it's an OC or even if it's just a numbers game head coaching interview spot. So what do you guys think of those names? Anybody else think of any other names? And go.
I love the Chris Shula idea, and it's specifically because of who he's representing right now, the Rams. I love the Rams.
Yeah, I agree, Adam.
And here's the thing. Don't be like if we were to hire him, don't be surprised if he brought some people with him from the Rams organization. Dude, I love their coaching staff. Like, I have a huge affinity for what they do, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I love their 13 personnel. I'm very big on 13 personnel. Been talking about it for months now, and they do a great job running. Their offense is so freaking dynamic. They can beat you with the run. They can beat you with the pass. They just beat you, right?
Yep.
And so I would love like the idea of having Chris Shula because of not just him but who he could bring. Look at Ben Johnson as an example. You know, he left Detroit and brought some people with him, and last I checked, the Bears are still playing. You know what I mean? So
Lions or not?
I feel like that part. Right? And we said that early that we thought that the Lions were going to take a dip because they took their coordinators, right? So I could see that. I could see it being a similar type of impact, if you will. And he fits he kind of checks the boxes as far as like youth and what have you. You know, so I think that right off the top, that's the one that like, all right, that sounds like that's a good idea.
I think you're right. Mr. Wonderful, Jay Brown, what do you guys go next?
I'll go. I was jokingly said it before, but I do like Brian Flores just because he's been in this culture before. You know what I mean? He's been here. He kind of knows what it is. Great defensive mind. And, I mean, if he took somebody from Minnesota with him too, I mean, Minnesota's offense, when they have an actual quarterback, was pretty potent. So
Well, you know why I'm laughing, right? Bro, it'd be like scanners out here. His hands was some users' hands would just explode on sight, just boom. You know what?
Hey Jay, what about you, buddy? What any of these? You agree with any of these names, or do you have a name in mind as an initial target?
You know what? I'll play a little bit different. I'll go with Matt LaFleur just because if there's a possibility we could get Mr. Willis with him, then I would definitely be all for him possibly coming to Pittsburgh. So Matt LaFleur.
I have been very impressed with Mr. Willis during the couple games that I've watched him play this year. I was like, oh, you learn how to pass the ball with some accuracy. Where'd that come from? You're reading the field.
Right, because he did not have that coming out of college.
No, he didn't.
Hey, Jay,
he have it at Tennessee, do that?
I don't know. It was terrible. Hey, Jay, were you listening to or watching NFL Live today? Did you see that? Because it's very, very interesting you said that. Because I was going to bring this up.
I saw it on the Twitters.
Okay.
His name being possibly mentioned.
So Adam Schefter, and everybody here may have seen this, but I watched this, and what Jay Brown just said makes a lot of sense, ironically. Schefter said that the Green Bay Packers, LaFleur has 1 year left on his contract. The Packers have been trying to extend him. They've been trying for 3 days. If you're that in on that coach and the coach wants to be there, this should easily get done. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. Why is it taking this long to get done? And to your point, if he comes to the Steelers, you could bring Malik Willis on like one of those Baker Mayfield type contracts, maybe not as much money, but those short 3 year prove it deal.
Right.
Because just in case Will Hard ends up being the answer. He may not be. I'm not saying he is. You can get out of Malik Willis. But if not, he's come as at least your penciled in starter because he knows LaFleur's system.
Yeah.
That was a very interesting thing because they're also thinking he did like the connect the dots, which I'm going to forget. He was like Harbaugh to Green Bay, LaFleur to Pittsburgh, and then something like he did all these like things of going. I'm like, if LaFleur comes here with Malik Willis, that would be a very, very intriguing combination. Because why hasn't he signed after 3 days of negotiation? Is my question.
You really think that?
But
Like the only thing that I question about that logic is that, all right, we done had 3 coaches since 1968, and you mean to tell me that they're gonna bet the farm on the next coach on the backs of a Malik Willis? Is that what they try? Is that?
No, I think the Malik Willis thing was like
I'm like,
because
wait
he's a
minute.
free agent. No, because he's a
free agent.
But on the flip side of that, I'm being silly. But on the flip side of that, I really don't. Unless your name is Fernando Mendoza, I'm not really interested in any of these other quarterbacks. Really, maybe Chambliss, maybe second round, right?
Yeah,
But
maybe.
other than that, I ain't really feeling nobody else. So why not Malik Willis? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
you know
know. I'm throwing stuff out here right now.
And we're still in that position where, like, none of those quarterbacks that you mentioned will probably even be available anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. And you're all about the
Exactly.
compensation. I don't know. There's going to be some compensation because he has a year left, but I don't know what that would be. I think it might be a little bit less just because there are a lot of decent candidates out there for Green Bay, but I don't know. It's just I don't think anybody was predicting that other than Orlovsky just said this would be just to be a great situation, and then Malik Willis being a free agent would probably follow him here. I don't know what that compensation would be, but that obviously it cannot be too steep, in my opinion. But they got the draft capital; they got the 12 picks this year, so you never know. Would you trade a first round pick for LaFleur? The answer probably could be yes, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If you want that offensive minded coach, we'll see. And he's still young, so. But the thing is what coach is going to mesh with the players that are currently here? Some coaches are going to require more of a roster upheaval than others. Some of them won't. So I don't know what that answer will be. Again, it was just one of those interesting talking points. And the fact that he hasn't signed his deal after 3 days of negotiation is kind of a head scratcher. That's why it was brought up. I like the Shula, as well. I like not giving up draft capital for a coach, but LaFleur is one of the best coaches in the NFL right now, so we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's other good coaches we don't have to give up stuff. So
That is true.
you know what I mean?
That is true.
Correct.
So I have a personnel question that came up earlier by Big Rail, and I want to bring up because it also kind of leads into some pit talk.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, if I can find it so I can bring it up. Thank you for that question, Big Rail. I didn't forget it. I just have to scroll back up and find it. Let's see. Where'd you go? Just give me a second. Oh, here it is. That would be interesting.
I'm a very big Kyle Lewis fan. So
I am a Kyle Lewis fan, and it really depends on who the DC is.
Yeah, I ain't gonna dispute any of that. I'm a Kyle Lewis, Rasheed Bowles. Like those some bad boys, bro. Listen, them boys was flying all year. Like, yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing about Pitt defensive guys. They do pretty well in the NFL. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that, in all 3 levels for that matter. D line, linebacker, or secondary. They do a yeoman's work, if you will. So I would not be upset to have a Kyle Lewis on the 53-man, or at least the opportunity to be on the 53-man roster. 1,000%.
Okay. Any other thoughts with that? I mean, again, we're getting out of ourselves with the draft and stuff. But again, a lot of it's going to be depending upon the DC and what he believes. You know what I mean?
Correct. In theory, though,
In theory, absolutely would welcome him in theory because he's a hell of a player. Yeah. By the way, Biles he's going to do his thing down there in Texas.
Is that where he's going? He's going to Texas. Good for him.
Well, Texas. He chased the bag. Good for him.
He got a bag for that. Man, listen, I wish my son had I wish my son was
big He's going to get 8 down there in the SEC.
Hey, but he's going to get 8, but he's going to have a bag, man. Listen, he's coming out.
He's going to eat well, too.
He's going to eat well. Terry Blacks.
I can see it now. Biles barbecue sauce.
Biles barbecue and foot massage.
Biles
barbecue and foot massage. Biles barbecue and foot massage. Oh man, I can't be laughing with this cough, bro.
Hey, somebody get that video to Rasheed Biles, man. He about to tell him to go to Terry Black's, get that Biles barbecue and foot massage going. Get it rolling,
baby. Additional Neil opportunities.
You know?
Biles barbecue foot massage.
Hey, did y'all remember, real quick, speaking of NIL, do you remember that dude? His first name was The Coldest, and he had an HVAC.
Yes.
He had an HVAC NIL deal. He had an AC deal, bro. That was the funniest, bro.
No, I don't remember that.
It was The Coldest.
Yeah, just cold. Did he play for like Georgia or something? It was like a some team in the South.
He was in Nebraska for a while, and then he went somewhere else. I don't know where he went. That's where he got the deal. He got the deal. I think it was in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Where he got the
deal. I definitely remember that name. The Coldest.
Man. So before we get off of here, we got the national championship game coming up.
Oh shoot! I forgot about that.
It's as a football fan, this is the game I wanted to see. Miami versus Indiana. Yeah. Indiana coming out of absolutely nowhere. And by the way, this is a really cool stat. I think I have this saved on my phone. I don't know if you guys know this. Actually, you know what? This was a Peach Bowl, so it's old news. It had to do with enough. Indiana though right now has no 5 stars on their team. They got 7 4 stars. Everybody else is 3 and under.
Wow.
To give you an example, Oregon had 6 5 stars and 52 4 stars. I mean, Indiana is just doing. I would think the 3 of us as well, and maybe many others that are watching, I would just appreciate the way Indiana plays football.
Yes.
You know,
they are so sound. They are so sound in everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Signetti has some of the best. His memes now are great. He's walking around like, look at me, and you see all those memes like me checking for the thermostats in the winter in my house. Running around and doing stuff. But your guys' thoughts on this national championship game, and who do you got?
I want to give a huge shout out to Kurt Signetti. Because at every level, all he does is win. I mean, good Lord. The dude is, I mean, he took a basketball school and got him in the national championship. Think about that. When's the last time that basketball school won a national championship? Was that 87?
A while ago.
That's
Bobby
a long time
Knight, right?
ago.
Bobby Knight.
Long time ago. They was in the finals about 20 years ago, but they ain't won a championship since 87, right? So this dude took this team to the national championship, right? And he took a guy that when I saw him play at Cal last year, I was like, oh, that's the dude from Cal? Hey, he killing the game. Good for him. But I say all that to say national championship going to the U. Belts to asses. I love that. I love the swag is back, if you will, with the U. And the one thing that I've noticed about Indiana, the teams that are the most physical, Penn State was physical, Ohio State physical. Those are the teams that they had the most problems with, and that's going to be the question of the night. Will they be able to stay with Miami's physical game? I'm going for the U. And Michael Irvin, Hey, whatever you snorting, bro, keep at it. You staying in good shape. It don't seem like your heart about to go bad at all. You know, you out here smacking. Continue to go belt to asses. That dude like 60 years old, man, in better shape than all of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
good for him.
Exactly. Listen, I have no problem with what he's doing, because if that was our favorite college team and alumni was doing it, we'd be cheering them on. So zero issues with what he's doing.
I do that at Avon. I do that on the Avonworth sidelines if Coach John Cord let me. I be out there smacking. No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. I would not make an ass of myself like that, Braylon. I promise you, I wouldn't do that. My son looked at me like, "What the hell?"
Side eye already.
Wouldn't do that. Yeah,
be out there wearing his jersey. Just so everybody know.
You know, I wouldn't do that to you, Bray.
Jay, Yinzer, y'all brought up, want to see Miami win for the ACC, especially with the whole disrespect that they've gotten nationally compared to the ACC and Big Ten. Are you rooting for Miami for that perspective? Do you really care about the conferences? But how do you see this game shaping out?
I really don't care who wins, but I do feel like this is going to end up like that Ohio State Miami game back in, what was that, 2002?
Don't bring it. That's a sore subject.
With the Maurice
Barrett.
That's a sore subject, yo.
However, Miami's going to be on the other side of this. Instead, and I think they slay the dragon that is the Indiana Hoosiers. There's too many horses on that Miami squad, and I expect it to be a classic though. Don't surprise me at all if it's one of them going to overtime, double overtime types of games. But
and not to forget, it's actually in Miami too. It's like a home game for Miami.
Yeah, that too.
And you know what, Jay Brown, you're absolutely right. And their physical running game is so underrated. Miami, them dudes, them dudes run with purpose, y'all. Be moving people. I love watching the run game, man. It is absolutely yes. That's going to be the difference in the game, I believe.
Mr. Wonderful, your thoughts?
So, I definitely think Miami is the more talented team. But there is no way in good conscience that I could ever pick them to win the national championship as a Florida State fan. So I am with Indiana wholeheartedly.
No chance in hell.
Like, I'm hearing everything y'all saying. I'm like, that sounds good, but nah. So I'm pulling heavily for Indiana. Honestly, I don't think they're going to win. I just feel like Miami, this feels like, it does feel like that they're back and they're relevant again. So I don't like that. So I'm hoping that Indiana can worth their efforts.
I hear you guys on the Miami stuff. This is not, because Juan and I know, you guys know, we both like the Noles as well. Again, I've always said I'm a Pitt and Noles fan. It's not because of the hatred for Miami. I do respect them. I'm done doubting Kurt Cignetti. I'm done doubting Indiana. It's not that they beat these teams. If you watch what Oregon did to Texas Tech, then you watch what they stomped these people. And I got to look at who has the edge in coaching. Indiana.
Ooh.
Who has the edge at quarterback? Indiana. Indiana's defensive line is Carson Beck's.
I hate Carson Beck, bro.
He's not it. By the way, I don't want to hear anybody yelling for Carson Beck to the Steelers. I don't want to hear it. Don't even say it.
Not. No, he ain't it, yo.
Just full stop. Pause.
Maybe seventh round.
Bro, I don't even care if it's undrafted free agent. Maybe a camp arm.
Quarterback arm. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a fourth quarterback arm, maybe.
I am done doubting Indiana and Kurt Cignetti. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it has like 24-17 type game written all over it, 24-20. I'm going with Indiana because you don't think Kurt Cignetti's using the whole thing. We got to go to Miami and play them in their home. As much as I enjoyed watching, in a sense, I respect Miami. Don't like them like Juan does. I'm not doubting Indiana anymore.
There is something. Dude,
I'm just not doing it.
I hear y'all, but there is something about being able to play your national championship in your home damn field. Like, that's different.
So let me ask you a question.
You don't have to travel. You ain't got to fly. You get to go. You still at your crib, your upgraded crib that you got in Miami down in Coral Gables. Like, you down there living regular life. You don't got to do no treatment, no bags packed, nothing. There's something to that.
So let me ask you a question. Does that put more pressure on Miami?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No.
I think I actually just had my buddy's watching. So. Hey, my buddy's watching us on at home as well. He just texted me, said Mendoza's from Miami.
He is. He is.
Yep. It's a homecoming for him.
Well,
I think it'd be more. I think it'd be more pressure on him than it would be on Miami. It'd be more pressure on him going home than it would be Miami. Like, dudes is already there. Like, I think that he would be under more pressure than the Hurricanes would be. Hurricanes, like, man, this is the life. This is what we had dreamed about at the beginning of the season. Like, this was on the vision board. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they was talking about in spring ball. You know what I mean? Like, so, dude, there's no, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's any additional pressure. Man, could you imagine if the Steelers got a Super Bowl in Heinz Field or Acrisure, whatever you want to call it? There would be no extra pressure there. We'd be like, let's go. We're about to win this thing. You know, so. But
if they don't. So it looks like Indiana is favored by 8.5.
They sure are.
Wow.
They sure are.
That's a
I'm looking
number.
here,
That's
and
crazy.
it's
that's crazy talk.
Wow.
The money line is Miami plus 270. Dude, the whole the over under is 47.5.
That's why I don't gamble. Nope. Because everything in me, like, man, I bet the house on Miami right now. That's why I don't get 8.5. Oh, all in. Let's go. Hey, but real quick, my quick funny story. You were Jay Brown. You was talking about that Miami and Ohio State game.
Yeah.
One of my business partners, Mark Tarolia, the guy that came up from Miami for the Monday night game, right? He told me we was talking about that Miami Ohio State game just earlier today. Because we was talking about how that was such a some BS, because that was the best Miami team of all time. Even though they lost, it was the best team. He said he was an electrician apprentice at the time, and he got his first check of $2,000. He bet the whole check that Ohio State would beat Miami would beat Ohio State, bro. So he is still mad about that to this day.
Dumbass.
Bet his whole check on it, bro.
So I would say this: 38-3 over Alabama.
Damn.
56. What was it here? Hold on. 56-22 over Oregon.
But that 22, that was the late 22, wasn't it?
Very late 22.
Yeah, I don't even remember the 22. I stopped watching by then.
Turned it off.
Listen, Cignetti is out for blood, and I really think that Indiana might be building the next Alabama. Because you saw what they got. They got that Hoover, that TCU quarterback. They got some big receiver from Michigan State who was like their only bright spot last year. I mean, they're continuing to get the portal. And actually, I forgot that Mendoza's got his little brother on that team.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, wow.
So I think Indiana. Now, again, would it surprise me if Miami wins? No. But I'm actually going to think. I think Indiana wins by 2 touchdowns. Actually.
Hey, and let's not forget, this ain't no fluke, because they was in the playoffs last year too. Let's not forget that they was right here last year. They didn't make it to the national championship. So there's that part.
Yeah. So I can't wait to watch that game. So that's on a Monday as well. We still might come on next Monday. I'll just have it on as well too, and we'll talk some more.
Go get some echinacea, bro.
What's that?
Go get some echinacea.
I need something, man. Listen, I need something.
Some elderberry. Get some elderberry in your life.
We won't have we definitely won't be on Thursday. Something's happening Thursday with your boy here, so we won't be on Thursday. But I might have some pre-recorded stuff. Maybe I'll start recording a few things to get on here. But listen, it's been fun with you guys. I do want to give one quick shout out. Go ahead, GB.
I want to give a shout out to the Avonworth Lopes wrestling team. Culture matters, y'all, and winning is a habit, right? The wrestling team is full of football players that decided to wrestle because they want to get better in football. It's good for football, right?
Yeah.
They tomorrow have an opportunity to win their very first section title in Avonworth history.
Oh, wow.
They beat Quaker Valley last week, right? For the first time in Avonworth history, where my young whippersnapper over here closed out the match to seal the deal. Right, he got the dub at the end of the game, and I got a feeling he might have to have an encore performance and put him back in the heavyweights, because he's a little young, speed kills. He's not 285. He's probably about two. How much you weigh right now? He's 215.2. He just over the 215 mark to get to. So he's gonna be coming out here fast and furious, and he's strong as shit. So I'm looking forward to seeing them win. And I did tell them that if they win their section, GB will be smoking a brisket for the wrestling team. Yes, sir.
Cool. Let's go.
I'll make them a brisket they will not refuse.
The briskets.
Gonna make it the meat. Gonna make it the meat.
It's gonna make it the meat, sir.
Yinzer, y'all, thanks for that comment. We're getting there. As you can see on the bottom,
man,
road to 1,000 subscribers. We got to get to that point till we can start doing super chats. So, as we always say, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Listen, I want to tell you guys this: we had a record number of people hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate it. It's just, listen, 351.
Wow,
watching right now.
Well,
thanks everybody for hanging with us. We really appreciate you. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube so we can start doing a few more things. So that super chat button will come when we hit 1,000. I really appreciate that thought, Yinzer, y'all.
Thank you. Yes, Yinzer, y'all.
Thank you. We're going to get there. Absolutely. We're going to get there. And listen, we wouldn't be growing like we are if you guys aren't tuning in and hanging with us. What I love is that I'm watching this number. It always goes up. It never goes down when we start talking. So it means you guys appreciate the talk we have.
This is like the Price
I love
is Right.
Well, just don't fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
Don't fall off the cliff like the Super Bowl hill.
Example.
Yeah, it's a bad example, brother.
We use that one, cuz. I don't know.
So we appreciate that. And a ball chatting you guys on X. This is great having a beer. That's exactly what this is supposed to be, Yinzer, y'all. It's like we're hanging out together in a man cave or
First of all,
patio.
Yinzer,
Appreciate
y'all
you,
real
brother.
one. Hey, he a real one. He got on a Craig Ironhead Hayward jersey in his
Yes, you are. You are a real one.
He's a real one for real.
Hey, reminds me that's one of my purchases for I think next football season.
Yes,
I gotta go
sir.
get me a Dan Marino jersey.
Yes.
Last thing is a quick shout out. If you're for those again that are Pitt fans that are watching too. You see me talking football at JJ Kitchen. We want to do one more little plug here. This Saturday, 117 at Celebrations Bar and Grill. So if you are in the Pittsburgh area, Celebrations is in Imperial, PA. We are going to be doing a big meet and greet college football talk with JJ Kitchen, with Harry Paceros, the Pitt guru. And I've been told there's a few other listen, there's going to be over 60, 70 some people come to this thing, what I've been told.
Nice.
We're gonna be listen, and by the way, and shout out to my man Alex, the owner of Celebrations. They got 65-cent boneless wings, $15 buckets of domestic beer, and he even made a Panther Paw specific pit drink that is only $5. So it's going to be an absolute blast.
$5.
$5. That's it.
$5.
So I hope to be able to see everybody that's meet everybody for the first time. Let's get key. So if you guys again are in the area 3 to 5 p.m. this Saturday at Celebrations Bar, I hope to see everybody there that I have a minute. So with that being said, Mr. Wonderful, where can everybody find you, sir?
can find me on X at Ball Thunder, and also on Instagram, same place.
Jay Brown, the chef. What about you, sir?
You can find me on X at Jay Brown the chef. And one last thing, I know we talked about Carson Beck, but somebody said Carson Beck looked like Sydney Sweeney in the face, and now I can't unsee that, man.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave y'all with that.
I can't. I'm not going to unsee that. I'm not going to unsee that either. You know we're gonna have to do a side by side and put it on the Twitters.
Dude, the resemblance is uncanny. To put it that way.
Oh my God, GB, where can people find you, man?
I'm speechless.
After you get over to Sydney Sweeney's comment, right?
I feel like Papa Doc right now at the end of the.
That was unnecessary.
I literally, oh my gosh,
100%, completely unnecessary. Now, I'm not going to be able to unsee it.
You can find me at uppity_Yinzers on the Twitters and also on the TikToks. You can also find me on your_boy_GB on YouTube and Instagram. Come on, holla at your boy.
Out your boy GB. That's right, man. Hey, and again, follow the Bird Cave on the YouTube. Again, subscribe to the channel. Let road to 1,000 this year. I want to get there as soon as possible this year. Let's really grow this channel, because as we grow, we're going to be able to branch out and do some things for you guys. Maybe produce some different types of hangouts with everybody as well. So please share, like, and subscribe. Hit that like button, get notifications, all that good stuff, like the kids say. And follow the Bird Cave on the Twitters or on X. So appreciate everybody here. Again, 357. We keep going up. New high for us.
357 getting loose.
On that note, appreciate everybody. Take care. We'll see everybody on the next one. Take care. 359. 359.